Welcome, everyone. Hello, I hope you're doing wonderful. Tonight we're going to move a little more. So we'll do a yin-yang flow practice. And what that means is we'll start with yin yoga. So we'll start with some more dynamic, more yang-like yin yoga postures. And that will be followed by more active poses. So we will move through some sun salutations, the warrior series, before we work ourselves back down into Shavasana. And in terms of props and things that you need a journal. So in the beginning half of the class, we'll integrate some journaling activities. So please go scamper around now and find a journal if you don't have one already. And we'll be doing one pose that requires something to put your hands on. So it's dragon, if you know dragon from the Yin Yoga series. So dictionaries, do people have dictionaries anymore? Probably not, but a big stack of books or blocks if you have them. I have little blocks for my baby that I use as my blocks in my yoga practice. So go ahead and find some things. Of course, a blanket for Shavasana is always lovely. And then when you're ready, you can come and find a comfortable seat on your yoga mat. We'll just land here. We'll start here with our eyes closed in a nice tall seat, giving ourselves a few minutes. We have a few minutes before we get right into things. But as people join, they can just welcome themselves into our seated meditation. So go ahead, find a comfortable seat, maybe up on a blanket or up on a bolster, and close your eyes. When you do close your eyes, take a great big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Feel the breath really wave through your body. Inhale again. And exhale. And now we'll just spend these first few minutes sitting in silence. Resist the temptation to move, to shift, to fidget. And instead just sit nice and tall and start to feel. Start to feel physical, emotional, soulful stuff that's happening under your skin. Notice if that feeling has shifted to thinking or doing. Maybe you physically have gotten off your yoga mat and started doing something. Perhaps your mind has transported you elsewhere, and bring it back, anchor it back into this idea of feeling physical sensations in your body. Feel soulful or spiritual connections. And feel the thoughts without attaching to them. Just notice them, observe them. Now, staying in your seat, your eyes can stay closed. Place your hands on your stomach. And start to feel the physical sensation of your belly rise and fall as you breathe. In fact, start to exaggerate that feeling. So as you breathe in, you might really push your tummy forward. And as you exhale, you're suctioning your stomach back into your spine. Tuning in to the way your body responds to your breath. And now start to search out the physical feeling of a pulse. Your heartbeat, maybe the pulse in your neck, in your wrist. And place a palm on that pulse, fingers on that pulse. Keep your eyes closed and just start to feel that beat of your own body. Start to feel your own rhythm. Is it fast? Is it slow? And now move your hands, place them together at heart center, and brush your hands together really quickly. So you're feeling a fiery sensation between your hands as they start to build up yang energy. Move your hands faster and faster and faster. Take your palms right over your eyes. Feel any buzzing, any pins and needles. That's energy, prana, chi. Take a deep breath in. Exhale like you're blowing steam out of a steam engine. Good, and now move your palms of your hands to the temples of your head and start to massage. Start to massage down your face, along your cheekbones. And then take your hands right back to your shoulders and give yourself a big rub on the shoulders. We don't get to do hands-on adjustments in these online yoga classes. We don't get to hug friends or strangers. We don't get to shake hands the way we used to. And so can we find ways to get that physical sensation of touch through our own form of manual therapy? Integrate this into our class a lot tonight. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take another deep breath in. Open your mouth wide. Exhale with a sigh. Listen or sing Om just once tonight. Inhale. Good. Lower your hands into your lap. Come to stand up. Come to stand up. So as I said, we'll start with more active yin practices. You can use your blanket or bolster out in front of you. Come and stand to the side. Standing in the center of your yoga mat. This posture is called dangling pose. So set your feet a comfortable distance apart. Really root through the four corners of your feet and go ahead and take a little bend in your knees. Tuck your chin into your chest. Start to fill up the back of your neck with air. Let your shoulders drag down towards the floor, and like a zombie, just begin to release. You might come to this place and stay. Some of you might opt to go all the way until your hands meet a pile of props or the floor itself. We're beginning to pull or shear through the deep back line of our bodies. So all the way up the backs of your hamstrings, through either side of your spine, out through your neck. You might take opposite elbows, let your head hang heavy, heavy, heavy. Knees can stay bent or extended. And if that doesn't work for you, if you have blood pressure issues, you instead will come down onto the floor. Relax your legs out in front of you and fold forward by any amount here. Dangling pose. Let your head relax. Let your body relax. Notice the resistance that's coming up. So notice the times and the places that don't feel good here. Notice the places that do feel good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften even further so your head is dumping towards the floor. Start to unpack anything you're carrying on your shoulders. Work stress, back to school stress, relationship stress, body image stress, all that stuff. Just imagine it dumping out of this big, heavy backpack that's causing pain in your shoulders. And it falls into a big pile on the floor that you don't need to deal with right now. Take a big, deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, soften even further. Relax your jaw. Remember that feeling of massaging through your jaw. Can you embody that while you dangle? Keep dangling. One more minute here. And just let your whole body weight melt. What do you feel? What do you feel here? And if you feel frustration or anger or excitement or release, don't try to change that, just notice that. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. If you're on your bum on the floor, stay there. Those of you in dangling, could you open your feet wide? Open your feet wide, about mat distance apart. Let your toes face out to either side, and then come down into a squat pose. If that hurts or isn't accessible, take props either under your bum, so you can sit in your squat, or under your heels. And we'll start with our hands just right here at heart center. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to soften. Option A is to stay here. And option B is to take this again into a forward fold, rounding into your upper back by any amount. In this shape, we target the tissues along your inner groin, along your deep back line if you're folding forward. This is your kidney and your bladder energy line. Breathing here as we start to open up to emotions of fear, of anger. Letting that stuff go, letting it topple out of our backpack and replacing it with courage, trust, acceptance. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften even deeper and just connecting with your breath. You're here for one more minute, okay? One more minute on your own with your Inhale and exhale. Good. Press your hands into the floor. Slowly rise up. Lean back onto your hands and both legs out in front and just shift and wiggle your legs from side to side. And go ahead and find your journal. And if it's not right beside you, bring it right beside you because we'll come in and out of poses to do some writing exercises tonight. And I'd like you to take a minute to write down, and it's just 1 minute, write down what makes you feel afraid or what do you feel fearful of. 1 minute to answer that question. What do you feel fearful of? Type all these questions in the chat box so you can come back to them so you know what I've asked later. What do you feel fearful of? And then next to that, can you write down a few things that help you resolve that fear? You might add in things that trigger that fear. For me, it would be, I'm afraid of COVID impacting my family. That fear is triggered by reading the internet news, right? And I can mitigate that by managing my time on online news. We're just getting to know ourselves, getting to feel all these yucky feelings that we can ignore a lot, and allowing the shapes that open up these areas of our bodies to enable us to access some of these things we might not want to talk about. You don't have to share any of this stuff, don't worry. Take a few more seconds. What do you feel fearful of? What helps you resolve that fear? And then when you're ready, come and sit up onto a prop. So you can sit on the edge of a blanket, a bolster, and place the soles of your feet together. Take them quite far away from your pelvis, so we continue to work along the inner groin, along the kidney energy line here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to roll forward. It's okay if your spine rounds. Your hands might come to the floor, to your ankles. Your head might come all the way down to the floor, or stay propped up on your hands. We'll spend 4 minutes here, so a bit of time in this deep forward fold. If at any time you feel pain, obviously in this pose or any pose, just lift back upright, okay? Take props under your knees if this causes pain in your knee joints. Once you've settled into this shape, go ahead and take a big breath in through your nose. And exhale out through your mouth. Let everything go. Taking 4 full minutes here simply to reflect on what you wrote down in your journal. Not judging it, not changing it, just reflect. Soften your jaw, soften your cheeks, soften through your eyes, and see if your body will melt even further into this shape. Very good. Take 3 more deep breaths. Breathe into your back body like wings were sprouting out through your back. And as you exhale, you're emptying out that backpack. Anything you're carrying, any weight you're carrying on your shoulders, just let it go. Move so slow. Press your hands into the floor. Carefully lift your body upright. Lean back onto your hands, take your legs together, and rock your knees from side to side. Go to your journal. 1 question, 1 minute. What people and experiences make me feel good? And just create a little list. What people and experiences make me feel good most of the time? Yoga, ice cream, nature walks, my husband, my kids. What people and experiences make me feel good? And when you've written out a few things on that list, could you set up your mat so you have something to support your knees, a cushion, a pillow, a blanket, and something to support your hands out in front? This could be a bolster or blocks or books. Come down onto all fours, spread your fingers nice and wide. Flex your feet, inhale, drop your belly, loop your shoulder blades back, lift your heart and your gaze. Exhale, pull your belly button into your spine, into your tummy. Inhale, open, awaken, and extend. Exhale, tuck yourself into yourself as you round. Return to a neutral spine. Stabilize here. Take your right leg, step your right leg forward. You can readjust your props here for dragon pose. Allow that back leg to be on a deep angle. So you can see that my back leg isn't at a 90 degrees, it's at an angle. And your front knee is coming towards your third toe. It's landing about above your ankle bone. So if you're not using a prop, your fingers are on either side of that front foot. Inhale to lift your heart in your chest. Exhale, soften through your pelvis. This is called dragon pose. It's fiery and it's frustrating. Stick with me. We will time this very, very meticulously so we don't stay too long. You'll start to feel sensation, ideally through the front of your left quad, maybe into your inner right groin. If that's not happening, draw your tailbone down, walk your hands up on props, or maybe walk your right leg out ever so slightly. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, soften. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale. Exhale, soften. We'll go through phases, so you could stay right here. You might take your right hand to the inside of your right foot and come down onto your palms here. Or work your way down onto your elbows, with your elbows on a prop or the floor. That's a pretty deep stretch through that left quad. So choose your own adventure. Go to a place that causes sensation, maybe frustration, but there's no pain. And if you dare, could you close your eyes and soften your breath, your jaw, your hips, even your heart. Begin this process of surrendering or accepting what's happening, what you're feeling in your body without reacting. This is the great lesson of Yin Yoga. Can we be uncomfortable without freaking out and losing our mind about it? Can we acknowledge that discomfort, accept it, and know that this too shall pass? Take a big breath in. Exhale, you might stay here. Or round through your left hand, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot, and press your right hand into your inner right thigh as you start to rotate your torso up by any amount. That right hand is really, left hand is stabilizing you. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften through your pelvis. 5 more breaths here. Notice what you're feeling. Place your right hand back through center. Start to move your hips back while you crisscross your right leg over to the left side of your yoga mat and set yourself up for Sleeping Swan. If Sleeping Swan is too much, come in to thread the needle. I'll demonstrate that in a moment. Those of you in Sleeping Swan, your right knee is forward of your right hip. Any amount of angle on that right shin is okay. Once you've come in, go ahead and settle down towards the earth. Feel that miraculous pull through your outer right hip into your psoas. And if that shape does not feel good, go ahead and move on to your back carefully and slowly for thread the needle, where your right ankle will come across your left thigh and both hands are interlaced somewhere behind your left thigh, in front of your left shin, anywhere is fine. We will marinate here for the next few minutes. Feel free to prop anything under your right hip or your left knee. Take a big breath in. Exhale, relax and soften. Close your eyes if that feels right. And in silence, can you just feel the sensations penetrating your entire body while you're in this shape? Just feel. We're still here. Take 3 more big breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Patiently work your way out of your shape. If you're down in sleeping swan, walk your hands to the floor. Flex your back foot, pull your right leg back, and then just move how you'd like to move. So it might look like a downward dog or a cat-cow. It could be anything. If you're on thread the needle, you might just unravel your legs and rock them side to side. And after you've shifted around in that shape a few times, go ahead and set yourself up for Dragon Series on the opposite side. Take a blanket or a cushion to the center of your yoga mat. Place something towards the front to help support you and come back onto all fours. Inhale, melt the belly to the floor as you turn your shoulders and your gaze up. Exhale, round into your upper back. Puff your shoulder blades to the sky. Inhale, loop your shoulders back. Lift your tail and your chin. Exhale, scoop your belly inward and then look to that place. Go back to a neutral spine. Take your left foot and step your left foot forward as you extend your right leg back. With or without props to support your hands here. You could come on your fingertips or all the way down to the floor with your palms. Find stability and stretch. So sensation moving through the upper part of your right leg. Maybe through your inner groin. If you feel compression, if that left hip bone is jabbing into your left leg, just open your left leg a little wider. You could take both hands inside. And start to acknowledge the sensations you feel on this side of the shape. The left side of your body is your yin side. It's your feminine, divine energy. A little bit more chaotic while being softer and darker. Whereas that right side is really yang, really masculine, fierce, strong. These are very gendered, traditional notions of yin and yang. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften your pelvis by inhaling. And if you haven't already, you might walk your hands to the inside of your left leg. Or you could bring them down onto a prop or to the floor, again, inside your left leg. Notice what gets tight and hard. Your jaw, your cheeks, your chest. Can you soften, soften, soften? Find that muscular release that it enables this yin practice. So we're targeting not the muscles, but the tissues. You're not activating, you're releasing. And if that feels counterintuitive, that makes total sense. Just try it. Now you could stay here or ground through your right hand this time. Press your left hand into your left thigh. Inhale, open your left heart towards the sky. Exhale, soften through your hips and your pelvis. Inhaling to find that opening. Exhale to soften. 3 more breaths. Gradually come back through center. Work your hips back so you can either come into thread the needle onto your back for that deep, deep psoas stretch, or walk your left foot across your yoga mat and release down into sleeping swan. lower to the floor or to a prop. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften. Relax your eyes, your lips. Relax your chest, your stomach, and your hips. Find a place that feels soft with a little bit of challenge. So there is sensation along your outer right hip here. You might need to shift and wiggle around until you find it. And just let go. 3 minutes here on your own. Let go a little bit deeper still. Good work, everyone. Take 3 more deep breaths wherever you are. Slowly peel your body out of your pose. So take whatever transitions that you like between your 2 sides. Move your body in a way that feels intuitively really good, really right. And then come to sit on your yoga mat. Find your journal. You have 2 more questions. The first question is, what and who make me feel angry? This last set of poses opened your liver energy line, your center of anger and frustration. So what and who make me feel angry? 1 minute for that question. After you've answered what and who make me feel angry, our second question is, what can I do that can positively resolve my anger? What can I do that can positively resolve my anger? I had a terrible ex-boyfriend once, and every time I got angry, instead of fighting back, I would eat a piece of dark chocolate, and I would just put on my running shoes and go for a run. And then by the time I came back, it was a little calm, a little more calm. Breaking up was the best way to resolve that anger. But what can you do when anger rises to positively resolve that anger? Ten more seconds to finish your thoughts. When you finish, go ahead and find your way up into a downward facing dog. Just put your body through a big series of Yin Yoga postures. So as you're in downward dog, bend both knees, maybe bend one knee at a time. Just begin to feel whatever's happening in your body. Take your gaze towards your hands, hop or step forward. Place your hands on your shins, inhale, lift up halfway, exhale, fold. And then press through your feet, bend into your knees, inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Find a mountain pose, so your feet can be hip distance apart here. Hands alongside your body. Loop your shoulder blades back, spread your fingers wide, and really stabilize into the earth. So as we move from yin to yang, from cool to hot, go at your own pace. If you need to slow down or opt out, that's absolutely fine. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, take that now. So take your tongue to the back of your two front teeth and start to breathe in and out through your nose, creating that gentle constriction in the back of your throat. So your breath might sound a little bit like ocean waves. On your next inhale, stretch both arms up overhead and look up. As you exhale, fold forward to the floor. Inhale, press your hands into your shins, lift your heart halfway. Exhale, plant your palms and step back into a high plank or a low plank with your knees on the floor. Inhale wherever you are. Exhale, bend your elbows, come all the way to your stomach. Turn the tops of your feet to push into the floor. Inhale, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart up your chest. Exhale, lower. Flex your feet, push through your hands, push through your knees, lift up into your low plank or your high plank, downward facing dog. Your downward facing dog can always be child's pose instead. Breathe your Ujjayi breaths here. Bend both knees, look towards your hands, hop or step forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Push through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Mountain pose. Stabilize here, set your feet hip distance and parallel. Spread your fingers wide. Loop your shoulder blades back, squish them together so you send your chest forward. Lift your gaze. Inhale, Ujjayi breath, take your arms up. Exhale, fold to the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into high or low plank. Hold here, take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to your stomach. Place your hands beside your ribs, loop your shoulders back. Inhale, lift up, press down, curl 10 toes. Exhale, lower. Flex your feet, push through your hands and your feet, work your way up through your plank, and then down into downward facing dog or child's pose. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend both knees, look forward, step forward, inhale, lengthen halfway, exhale, fold. Push through your feet, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, both hands to your heart, mountain pose. Your feet are still hip distance. This time sit down in an imaginary chair. Send your hands forward or up alongside your ears. Utkatasana. Work away that tilt in your lower back by drawing your tailbone down and hugging your belly button in. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, fold forward to release. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to high plank or low plank. This time you have the option of just lowering your arms halfway, turning onto the tops of your feet, and pulling your body through upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Take 3 breaths. Come into downward facing dog if you are not already here, and step your right foot forward. Stay on the ball of your left foot, your fingers frame your right foot. Scissor your right hip back, inhale both arms forward, and then all the way up. Exhale, sink deeper into your front knee. Inhale, elongate, lift up, reach back. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Step back to plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Look forward, inhale, step your left foot forward, stay on the ball of your right foot. Stretch your arms forward as you draw that left hip back before you take your arms all the way up. Sink deep into your left knee. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, ground through your palms. Step back to plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. 3 breaths. Look forward, step forward, inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale. Drop your bum low like you're in a deep seat in a chair. Stretch your arms forward and then ground through your heels. Reach all the way up. Hands melt to your heart center and then alongside your body, mountain pose. 3 breaths. Good. From the top of your mat, leave your left foot up here. Take a big giant step back with your right foot and turn the back edge of your right foot parallel with the back edge of your yoga mat. Drive a 90-degree bend into your left knee with those toes facing forward. Open your arms wide. Bend deep into your left knee. Inhale, straighten your leg and your arms. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale to extend. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, extend. Keep both legs straight, open your arms wide, reach your left fingers forward, and then lower your left fingers to your shin as your right arm stretches high up overhead. Push through the outside edge of your right foot to draw length through your lateral line, up into all these muscles that run along the side of your body. Press through both feet, inhale, lift all the way up. Take your back hand down your back thigh, the opposite arm stretches high. And now bend back into your front knee, cartwheel both hands to frame your front foot. Push through your front foot to lift up your back leg and turn your toes down. As much of a bend in your front leg as you'd like. Keep your hands on the floor or lift your hands to your heart for warrior three. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On one step forward, push through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. And exhale your hands to your heart alongside your body. Mountain pose. Close your eyes and just feel. Open up those eyes. Take your left foot, the opposite foot, step it back, and turn your foot parallel with the back of your mat. Your front knee drives over your third toe as you open your arms wide. Find your warrior two and then press into your feet. Inhale, straighten your arms as well as your leg. Exhale, bend back down. Inhale to extend. Exhale to bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. This time, inhale, extend, keep your front leg straight, open your arms wide, reach your fingers forward, then release your fingers to your shin, wrap your top shoulder back and stretch your top arm high. Think about drawing your top hip back in space. Maybe squeeze your glutes, your bone together, and start to establish a stretch along your side body. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push through the outside edge of your back foot. Inhale, pull all the way back up and into that exalted triangle shape. Bend through your front knee, cartwheel both hands forward. Start to fly, lift up your back leg. The four corners of your front foot are piercing into the earth. A micro bend in your knee might bring you the strength and stability to bring your hands to heart center. Internally rotate your back leg so your pinky toe is facing the floor. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step forward. Take your hands alongside your body. Gather your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bend into your right knee. Take the sole of your right foot into your inner left leg, either alongside your leg or right into the crux of your ankle joint. Tree pose, Trikonasana. Hands come to your heart center. Start to scour your body for sensation. Can you feel your pulse, your heartbeat, your breath? Slowing down again. Good. Release that right foot down to the floor. Switch sides. Your left leg comes into tree pose. Taking that left foot anywhere along your leg. Bring your hands together. Breathe here. 5 breaths. Good. Release that foot down to the floor. Take your feet wide on your yoga mat. Interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you lift your chest high. Slowly release. Bend your knees if you need to. Fold forward. Your hands can stay up overhead, starting to open through your shoulder joint if that hurts. And just take them to the floor and start to walk the heels of your hands back towards the heels of your feet. 5 breaths here. Inhale, walk your hands forward, press through your feet to take your hands to your hips. Rise back upright. Take a breath here. And step your feet towards the top of your yoga mat. Come down onto your back. Take a sip of water if you like, under your bum rather. Find your journal. And I'd like you to write down what the answer to what makes me feel free. What makes me feel free? Jot down just a few things there as you lower down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest and simply rock from side to side. Take the soles of your feet down into the earth. Press through the soles of your feet to lift your pelvis up. Interlace your hands beneath your back. Squeeze your glutes. Engage your quads. Draw your chin to your chest and breathe 5 breaths. Ripple your spine back down to the floor. When it gets there, hug your knees back in, rock from side to side. Drive your knees, both knees, over towards one side. Open both arms wide. You might bend at your elbows here. And gaze over your left shoulder or the opposite shoulder of your legs. Close your eyes and just feel. Just feel and breathe. Take one more big breath in. Exhale. Inhale your gaze through center. Inhale your legs through center. Give yourself a hug. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Bring your head towards your knees. Maybe rock side to side again. Now lower your head down and draw your legs into the opposite direction. Set your gaze somewhere that feels appropriate, that feels safe. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just rest here. Take a long, deep breath in. Exhale completely, right where you are. Inhale, bring your knees back through center. And take a moment of free time. That might look like happy baby pose. Maybe your extra moment goes into your shavasana. But if there's any shapes or any movements you feel drawn to doing, take those shapes now. Eventually, cozy yourself up into blankets, socks, sweaters, whatever feels good, and find your way into final resting pose, Shavasana. You might take a bolster or blanket underneath your knees to help support your legs here. Folded blanket might fit onto your stomach nicely. This helps if your mind is racing. And turn your palms to face up, close your eyes. And as your breath begins to slow down, just feel all of the sensations, the thoughts, the spirit moving through your body. We'll stay here together for a full 5 minutes tonight, and I'll let you know when our time is up. Stick with me, even if you've got places to go and things to do. Just give us 5 minutes of silence and solitude in Shavasana. I was feeling sad yesterday about the changes in all of the COVID rules again. And as I expressed this to my husband and my 3-year-old at the dinner table, my 3-year-old said, "Hey, Mom, it's okay to feel sad, but remember, the sickness has to go away. The sickness will go away and everything will be better. Let's go to the park." And no matter how angry and frustrated and hopeless I wanted to feel, the optimism of my 3-year-old pulled me out of that place and into the place that I wanted to be in, just playing in a park, accepting and trusting that everything will be okay, even if it's different. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Start to wiggle your fingers and then your toes. Inhale, stretch both arms way up overhead. Exhale, relax. Bend your knees into your chest and gracefully roll onto the right side of your body. Push yourself up to a comfortable seat. When you get here, take your hands to your heart center. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Listen or sing Om just once. Inhale. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for reflecting. Namaste. If there's more rummaging through your mind, scamper off with your journal and write down your thoughts. If you have any questions or comments about the practice, feel free to turn on your video. Thank you so much. Otherwise, have a wonderful night.